Shalom, shalom, all praises due to the Most High. I'm back with another quick video. This video will just be entitled Operating as a Pillar of Rest, and that comes from the scripture in Apocrypha in Ecclesiasticus chapter 36, and that will start at verse 22, but the key verse we'll be focusing on is verse 24. And the scripture reads, "The beauty of a woman cheereth the countenance, and a man loveth nothing better. If there be kindness, meekness, and comfort in her tongue, then her husband is not like other men. He that getteth a wife gaineth a possession, a help like unto himself, and a pillar of rest." If we look at those previous verses, that kind of gives an indication of how to start or where to begin as far as operating as a pillar of rest in your household for your husband. It talks about the beauty of a woman cheering the countenance, and men love nothing better. And this isn't always aesthetics. That's a part of it. It's good to present yourself, in a nice way, to keep yourself up and make yourself look nice. But beauty in the spirit is so important, and it's something that's often overlooked. We often overlook the importance of being beautiful spiritually, and just having that kindness and positivity and loving energy flowing from you. That's very, very important, because love manifests love, and the scripture says that men love nothing better than that. It also says in 23 about kindness, meekness, and comfort being in your tongue, which are the things that you profess and speak towards your husband. Then he's not like other men, meaning that this elevates him as opposed to, in a different place spiritually, emotionally, and even physically, as opposed to someone who is not receiving those things. Okay, so that's very important and very key thing to understand. And when it says that he that getteth a wife gaineth a possession in the Hebrew number 4180 is a delight. Hebrew number 3423 is to inherit, to enjoy. Okay. It also, with that Hebrew number, is to seize or to occupy. So keep those things in mind. Not that you're the same status as being property in that sense, but you're to be a delight, something that brings enjoyment. Okay. A help like unto himself in that sense, because I hear people give a lot of different spin-offs on what this means and what this entails, and that women are property and things like that. You are a possession in the sense that you belong to your husband, as in he's your covering. But you belong to the Most High first. The Most High is the one who brought you into existence. So your soul will always belong to him. Even your body. Your husband, he has a limited control over your body as far as you denying yourself. And I wouldn't even call that control, because the Most High gave him that authority over you. But your husband doesn't determine when you live, when you die, what your body will go through. That is all subject to the will of the Most High. So don't view yourself as property in that sense. That possession is a delight or an inheritance, something to be enjoyed, that is a gift from the Most High. Okay, and that's why they talk about women being such a blessing, because the men are blessed with wives, Most High willing, virtuous women that are wives, that are blessings to them, and we'll get into precepts regarding that momentarily. But a help like unto himself, If you look at help in the Hebrew number 5375, it's to lift up, to hold up. It's honorable. It also has forgive there. And I feel like that's something important to mention. My nose itching. That's something important to mention because forgiveness is a big part of marriage. If you don't know now, you know, okay? But so is being honorable, and so is being able to uplift and to hold up your husband, especially in those times when he's really stressed, really going through things, really feeling down, and his countenance is low. You have to be able to lift him up, to hold him up. You know, in that essence, that's the exchange of the energy there. It's not always a sexual thing. It's a very spiritual. Marriage is very, very spiritual. So that's one thing. Well, another thing, I should say. That's another thing to definitely keep in mind. And it says, and a pillar of rest. So verse by verse, starting at verse 23, verse 22, 23, 24, you have things that are being compounded here, 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 here. And the last thing it says is, and a pillar of rest. So all of these things come together and they work together, okay? For the benefit of your marriage, for the benefit of yourself and your life, because when you have marriage that's running smoothly in general, of course, you know, trials, tribulations, trying times, those things are going to come. Outside of those things, if you have, or when you have, I shouldn't say if, because the goal should be to have it. So when you have a marriage that operates smoothly in every realm, on, you know, pretty much every level, it benefits you. You are happier, you flourish more, you're more motivated, you're more focused, your energy is just different, your glow is different, your light is different. So it's a very powerful thing. So we have to understand that what we do is very powerful, and how it contributes to and affects everyone else, especially our spouses, because those are the ones we have soul ties with, and those are the ones we exchange energy with the most frequently on one of the most intimate levels. All right. And so when you think about being a pillar of rest, rest is peaceful, still, and quiet. Rest is needed to function at your full capacity. I mean, to function at your very best and to your fullest capacity. So just a couple of key points real quick, because like I said, I'm not going to make this video long. A couple of key points just to keep in mind is to promote and maintain a peaceful atmosphere. That can entail a lot of different things, but be mindful of your words and what you speak. Reference back to Ecclesiasticus 36 verse 23. Speak those things into the atmosphere, and just keep it peaceful. Promote it by being peaceful. If you notice he's irritated, don't take it personally or to heart. You know, just rub him on the shoulder. I know you know, had a rough day. Let me get you some tea or something like that. Promote the peace in the atmosphere. And don't argue. You can disagree without arguing. Be agreeable. And that entails, even if you agree to disagree respectfully, be agreeable. Like, I agree to disagree, you know, respectfully. Let's come back to this at another time. But don't argue, because that throws off all types of energy and negativity. And you don't want to run the risk of, I mean, that just can go left in so easily in so many ways. So just don't do that, okay? Just be attentive. Don't just be around, but pay attention to what's needed and also what's wanted. You have to learn your spouse to know those cues and things like that. Listen and react accordingly. You may be asked of something, or something may be mentioned, and It could be something as simple. I remember seeing a video like, oh man, I'm thirsty. Asking, well, what would you like to drink? As you're getting up to get the thing, to drink or whatever. Just these little things are just so pleasant, so beautiful, that we often think are taken for granted, but it's not. It's actually appreciated. So don't sell yourself short, okay? Pray before you say it. This is one of the best ways to keep your emotions in check, especially when emotions are running high. Before you say the next thing out of your mouth, take a deep breath and hold it and go to the Most High first and ask Him to help you first. Okay, so that you don't go off, so you can remain blameless. And then pray for your spouse, pray about the situation, pray for everything to come together back peaceably the way it's supposed to be. Pray for the righteous resolve, the Most High will to be done. Be accountable. Hold yourself accountable to treat him well. Don't speak ill about him. Don't even speak ill about him in your mind. If there's a problem, pray about it. Okay? Stay on top of your duties. That's important. So I don't feel like I need to expound with that, but make sure you make him feel loved and be intentional about your intentions. Be intentional about your intentions. You want to definitely know what they refer to as a love language is, so that way he feels loved and he receives it, because the way we feel loved is not always the way our spouses may feel love. I mean, they might take note of the expression, but it's not fully felt. Okay, and some precepts for you. Proverbs. What Proverbs do I hit first? Proverbs 12:1-4. A virtuous woman is a crown to her husband, but she that maketh ashamed is as rottenness in his bones. We have Proverbs 14:1. Every wise woman buildeth her house, but the foolish plucketh it down with her hands. We have Proverbs 18:22. Whoso findeth a wife findeth a good thing and obtain favor from the Most High. Proverbs 19:14. A house and riches are the inheritance of fathers, and a prudent wife is from the Most High. A prudent wife is from the Most High. And prudent in the Hebrew means intelligent, skillful, wisdom, having understanding, behave self wisely. Okay, last precept, because I don't want this video to run too long, is Ecclesiasticus. We're back in Apocrypha, chapter 26, and I recommend that you read the entire chapter. I'm only going to read the first 2 verses, but please read the entire chapter. It's super deep. Verse 1 says, Blessed is the man that hath a virtuous wife, for the number of his days shall be doubled. A virtuous woman rejoiceth her husband, and he shall fulfill the years of his life in peace. Okay? So, we know that pillar of rest. The first thing rest is peaceful. Alright? So, all praise to the Most High. May this words of edification bless you in your homes, and until next video, Most High blessings to you and your households. Shalom.